that Ms. Delaney brought up some concerns. In Camden County particularly, we have always been concerned about conflict of interest issues, pay-to-play issues. There's a real question as to whether taxpayers are paying greater taxes because of pay-to-play connections with companies that get contracts over and over again based on their political connections to the power brokers that are here in Camden County. The Comptroller's report does suggest a number of things that are kind of concerning to me that I'm looking at. Talked about the contracting process seemed to have problems with the lack of transparency and a procedure that was geared toward having Armstrong, Bucklew, and Herma win contracts, that they would be the only ones qualified. So I don't know if you can speak to what you've done to make this an actual process where other firms can bid and have the opportunity to actually compete in a legitimate basis. The Comptroller basically said, it doesn't seem like it's a legitimate basis. It seems like it's geared to find them to be the sole applicant who is qualified.
As I said to Ms. Delaney, I would suggest that you look at the responses that have been provided to the press on that issue, and we take issue with the Comptroller's characterization in the sense that we do not believe that there is any preferential treatment or guidance of contracts.
I saw one press release that I read through. I didn't see a real specific answer to that particular question. Were there more press releases? Was there more information posted on the website that I can go back to and look for more detail?
I'll have to check on that.
Another thing that kind of jumped out at me in the Comptroller's report, it talked about how Armstrong and Bucklew can receive up to 4 fees for a single covered employee in individual roles such as administrator of the HIF, administrator of the SJ HIF, the program manager of the SHIF, and as local broker. And the monies also, I understand, would go to Republic Bank, who Mr. Norcross has had a controlling interest in for a long time. So Armstrong and Bucklew is receiving an awful lot of fees out of these transactions. That strikes me as a bit exorbitant, and certainly something that could be rigged in a certain way to have them receive too much money. So the state comptroller, and I don't know the ins and outs of doing an audit of this business, but the state comptroller has information and suggested that that acquisition of multiple fees is something that is not open and transparent and could be subject to abuse. Do you have any specifics that could allay my fears that there might be abuse in that process?
Probably not in the sense of but the finances of all the HIFs are filed with the Department of Banking and Insurance, with the Department of Community Affairs, who are charged with making sure that taxpayer dollars are expended appropriately, and that they're one of the overreaching things of Adobe is to assure that insurance rates are fair and equitable, and that broker fees are not unreasonable. And since this entity was formed in about 1999,
No, 1990.
1990. Since 1990, there have been monthly filings of all the monthly reports and monthly budgets. There have been annual filings. There's an annual audit by an independent accounting firm, and all of those are filed with Adobe. So apparently they do not have the same view that the department, that the state comptroller does.
That is correct.
My last statement here that says formally advising the Southern New Jersey HIF and the schools HIF that they are not authorized to move forward with their proposed contracts until the issues raised here have been fully resolved by the HIFs. Has there been any sort of decision between the HIFs and the state comptroller's office that the comptroller's office says, all right, we recognize that you've made changes or addressed our
We
concerns?
have
so you can
60
hold?
days within which to respond to the comptroller. That time has not elapsed, so.
Okay. So no resolution of those issues has been reached yet?